afternoon. My name is Bonnie, and I will be your conference operator today. At this time, I would like to welcome everyone to the Missouri Valley Men's Basketball All-Conference Call. All lines are on mute to prevent background noise. I would now like to turn the call over to your moderator, Mr. Mike Kern.
Thank you, Bonnie, and thanks for the media for joining on our call today. We do have 4 players that will be available today. Wes Washburn, the 6th Man of the Year recipient, is not available yet. Class conflict, so he won't be joining us this afternoon. Colin McDonough from Northern Iowa can set up individual interviews with Wes as needed. We do have on the line with us now our newcomer of the year. It's Devon Akun-Purcell from Illinois State, a junior from Orlando. He ranks 2nd for Illinois State in scoring this year, averaging 13 points a game. I figure that was tops among all league's first-year players. He did miss a couple of games with a broken hand, but started 13 of the 23 games in which he played for Illinois State. At this time, I'd like to welcome to the phone Devon Akun-Purcell of Illinois State.
How are you doing?
Hi, how are you? Congratulations.
Thank you.
At this time, we will open it up for questions from the media for Devon.
To ask a question, press star 1 on your telephone keypad.
Devon, while the questions are assembling, I wanted to throw you kind of a softball, and you get to play Evansville for the 3rd time this year. You beat them twice. Last time in overtime at their place. Your thoughts on Friday afternoon's game?
Just come out with the right mindset, and even knowing that we beat them in the past both times, we just got to come out and prepare to play them because they're going to bring it. They're going to give their all just like we're supposed to come out and do.
Thank you, Devon. We do have a question in the queue for you.
Our first question comes from David Reynolds of Peoria Journal.
This is Devon.
Yeah.
Yeah, just wanted to ask you about your adjustment to Division I and the Missouri Valley in particular. What were some of the difficulties in adjusting to this level of basketball?
I'll say just the physicality of transferring from a junior college to Division I program. I think it's more physical, and talent-wise, it's better, of course.
Did you have the type of year you thought you were capable of? Or I know you had the injury to deal with, but were you pleased with how you performed this year?
Yeah, I'm pleased with how I played this year, but I feel like there's always room for improvement, and I could have done some things better, but unfortunately I didn't. But I feel like I did okay. And
then what does this award mean to you?
This award means a lot. I wasn't even sure if I was going to get it because I missed so many games, but it's a blessing to me, and I really appreciate it. I feel like I deserve it because I think I've done some great things this year, but it means a lot to me.
Thank you.
Again, to ask a question, press star 1. Our next question comes from Andrew Logue of the Des Moines Register.
Hi, Devon. First off, congratulations. Also, wanted to ask you, a lot of people will be looking at Illinois State maybe as a team that can make some noise next year with so much attention on Northern Iowa and Wichita State. But what is the mindset you think of yourself and your team as you go into the Valley of maybe making a surprise run?
I feel like we're very capable of making a run. We had guys injured this year, and I feel like that held us back from winning some games we could have won, but that's not an excuse. I feel like we're ready and prepared to go into the tournament to actually make some noise now and not looking at next year. We still got a lot of season to play.
Is it kind of fun to be in that position, though, have the pressure, and it's all within you guys, kind of in the locker room? It's all about you guys and what your expectations are.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I feel like as a team we know what we're capable of, and I believe our coaching staff has the faith in us, and I feel like this is the year to make some things happen.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Devon, looks like that was your final question. Just a note to media, Devon is joined on the all-conference units by teammate Deshaun Knight. Deshaun is on the second team all-conference. Others Illinois State Redbirds that are honored were Reggie Lynch on the all-defensive team, and Paris Lee on the all-defensive team. Tomorrow's beat writer awards, the all-bench team and most improved team will be announced tomorrow. Devon, looks like that wraps it up for you. Thank you for your time. We appreciate you joining us today, and again, congratulations on your award. Look forward to seeing you play in St. Louis.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Let's jump next to our Freshman of the Year. Highlighting our 5-player all-freshman team is Brenton Scott of Indiana State. The others on the team include Jordan Caroline of Southern Illinois, Josh Cunningham of Bradley, Shaquille Morris of Wichita State, and Reed Timmer of Drake. Indiana State's Brenton Scott, the third Sycamore to win Freshman of the Year honors. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Good. Congratulations on your award. We are going to go ahead and throw it out to just the questions from the media at this point. Questions from the media for Indiana State's Brenton Scott.
To ask a question, press star 1 on your telephone keypad. Our first question comes from Todd Golden of Tribune Star.
Hey, Brenton.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What is this award? Where do you kind of feel about this? Do you feel like it's a validation of some of the hard work you put in? What are your feelings on getting this?
Well, yeah, I think it is a validation of, some of the hard work that I put in this year. Over the, even last year, all the hard work I had to go through last year and some of the adversity I went through. And, I just, my feelings on it, I just want to thank God, for, helping me win this award and my family for helping me getting through it and my teammates and, my coaches, everybody that helped me get this award. And, I'm excited that I won, but, I understand, we still got a big task ahead of us.
What do you think was the thing you worked on over the course of the season that helped you the most in earning this award?
I just worked on, just trying to, my entire game, from a mental standpoint, even skills, everything, just, listening to what the coaches, are asking me to do and, just play my hardest on both ends of the floor. And, that's what I think, helped me win this award.
When you came out of Fort Wayne 2 years ago, you were recruited but not heavily recruited. Does this kind of send a message to everybody that, maybe you were overlooked a little bit at that time? Do you think of do you think of awards like that way, or how do you kind of put that into perspective?
I do, feel like this is a message, to, some of the, others, people and, schools or whatever that, didn't recruit me as heavy. And, I just, it was kind of one of those awards, where, I just wanted to prove to people, I can play, at a high level and, just prove that I belong out there on the floor. And, that's what I think about this award.
Thanks a lot, Brendan. I appreciate it.
Again, for questions, press star 1.
Brenton, looks like that was the final questions for you. Just a couple notes for media that Brenton was joined by Reed Timmer on the all-newcomer team as the only 2 freshmen on that 5-player unit. Brenton, thank you for your time this morning. Good luck against Loyola on Friday night.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Next in line with us is Takale Cotton of Wichita State. Takale Cotton is our Defensive Player of the Year, heading our 5-player unit for the second straight year. He's one of 5 players in league history to win Defensive Player of the Year in back-to-back seasons. 3 Shockers were on the top 6 vote-getters, but Fred Van Vliet and Takale were on the 5-player unit. Paris Lee of Illinois State, Reggie Lynch of Illinois State, and Egidius Miscavicius of Evansville were all on the all-defensive team. This time we'd like to welcome Takale to the phone. Good morning, or I guess good afternoon, Takale.
How you doing?
How are you doing?
Pretty good.
Congratulations on the regular season championship and number 1 seed for the tournament, and of course your Defensive Player of the Year award certainly in
Thank you very much.
High class.
Thank you very much. I'm blessed to even be able to accept that, and just thank you very much.
At this time, Takale, we're going to open it up for questions from the media. Questions for Takale Cotton.
To ask a question, press star 1 on your telephone keypad. Our first question comes from Todd Golden of the Tribune Star.
Hi, Takale.
How you doing?
Good. Congratulations on your honor. I've been watching you for your whole career. What kind of, and I've seen you play defense. What is the first thing that you focus on when playing defense? What kind of thing when you go, when you're up against a player one-on-one or kind of in a team concept? What kind of mentality do you bring to the table defensively? What do you think has been the thing that's helped you the most over the course of your career playing defense?
It's just a will to want to do it and to set a goal for yourself to be, or not even a goal, just to make the offense for the other team as tough as possible. And I mean, it's just the will to do it. And then at the same time, is studying and watching film and learning who you're going up against, and then just taking that challenge to play some great defense and to make it tough for them. I mean, because in order to win, you got to score. So to stop them from scoring is very big to me. So, and I mean, it's big to all of us, though, not just me.
Yeah, in the time that I've watched you play, the one thing that I think is one of your strengths is your ability to pick the right time to, take what would normally be considered a gamble by most guards and, maybe try to force a turnover or something like that. How do you balance out the gamble versus staying with your man to create some problems for the guards on the perimeter? What's your mentality on that?
Well, sometimes I gamble a little bit too much, and sometimes it may not work. But for the most part, I just try to pick and choose when I'm able to do so. And sometimes I just get lucky, and I gamble right. But for the most part, I mean, just picking and choosing and just trying to anticipate as best as I can.
Thanks a lot.
Our next question comes from Andrew Logue of the Des Moines Register.
Hey, Shaquille, congratulations. You guys, the thing that always is so impressive about your team is how you maintain a certain level, and you guys never seem to be satisfied. Undefeated through the Valley last year, only lose once this year, and you're going to go into this tournament as a favorite. You hear a lot about play angry. What keeps you guys on edge? How do you guys stay angry when every other team in the Valley is going to be aiming for you in St. Louis?
I mean, we try to keep it amongst ourselves, and we just focus on what we have to do in our next task at hand, and we don't overlook any opponent, and we just get ready for each game, and we just approach it as if, we have to win the next game, and that helps us a lot. A lot of us everybody on our team and our coaches are very focused, and we have a tunnel vision, and we just let that show.
So what does winning the Valley tournament mean, especially in the sense that you guys are pretty much already in the NCAA tournament? How do you regroup or stay focused, kind of keep your edge with that, knowing that you're there on Selection Sunday, but you want to take care of business this weekend?
Because, like I said, we just try to focus on the next game, and then if you keep winning that next game, that championship will eventually come, and we all want to win that. That's a goal for ourselves too, not just the NCAA, but we also want to, we want to win our own championship in our own league, and that's very important to us. So we're going to take it one game at a time and try to do that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Our next question comes from Drell Robinson of Nat Scout.
Congrats on the award.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Hey, when did you realize that defense was your niche, and who do you idolize your prowess on the defensive end behind an NBA player?
When did I realize? I didn't really. It was never really a time where I just realized that it was my niche. I just like to do it, and
okay.
It's just a competitive thing. Because, it's just basketball. You got to play offense and you got to play defense, and I'm competitive, and I like both. But as far as who's my idol or who I ever idolized, I never really idolized anybody. And when it comes to playing defense, I just enjoy it. But, I probably give kudos to my mom or my coaches or something like that. But, I did used to watch Gary Payton and, Bruce Bowens and people like that, but I never really idolized anybody specifically.
Yeah, those are great people to learn from. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mikhail, looks like that was your final question. I want to thank you for your time again. Congratulations on your award, and a note for the media that Mikhail is the winningest soccer of all time and the active winningest leader of all NCAA players with more wins than any other player in the NCAA currently. Good luck in the tournament, and good luck in a deep run in the NCAA tournament, Mikhail.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's get next to our 2015 Larry Bird MVC Player of the Year. It's Seth Tuttle of Northern Iowa. He's the third Northern Iowa player to win the award, joining Jason Daisy in 1997, Adam Cook in 2010. Hello, Seth.
Hello.
How are you? Congratulations on your award.
Thank you very much. I'm doing great.
Well, let's go ahead and open it up for questions now for the media. Questions for Seth Tuttle.
To ask a question, press star 1 on your telephone keypad. Our first question comes from Carson Tiggs of the Waterloo Courier.
Hey, Seth. I just want to know, where did this award rank, winning this award rank for you, either before the season or at different points throughout your career?
Oh, yeah, I've set goals throughout my whole life, basketball-related goals throughout my whole life. And, when I got here my freshman year, this was one of my goals that I had that I really wanted to accomplish in the next 4 years. And then after my freshman year was done, and I was lucky enough to win the freshman of the year, I really set my goal on winning the Player of the Year before I was done. So it was a big deal for me, and something that I'm really proud of.
How much does an individual award like this motivate you? You have the team success, which is important, but how much did kind of working toward that individual goal help you along the way?
Yeah, it helps a lot. Obviously the most important thing is if your team wins, and the most important thing, that we talk about as a unit is, winning the Valley Championship and winning 3 games in St. Louis and making it to the NCAA tournament. But when you're sitting there in the summer, and you're in the off season working out, you got to have some individual goals or things that can help motivate you and push you to keep working hard and really something to reach for. And this was mine over the last couple of years. For myself individually, this is what I wanted, and this is what I really was trying to push for.
Thanks a lot, Seth.
Yeah, thank you.
Our next question comes from Andrew Logue of the Des Moines Register.
Hi, Seth. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I know you're kind of a historian of the game and appreciate the game. When either before you won this award or now that you've won it, have you had a chance to kind of look at the names and some of the players that you're now forever joined with? Have you had a moment to do that?
I haven't really had a chance to look back too far, but I've known the names that have won it, in the last couple of years, and to be able to be, among those players, it means a lot to me. There's some really good players and some all-time greats that have won this award. So for myself to be able to have my name, sitting right there next to them, it really means a lot.
What has there been a person or something? You and I have talked in the past about the Jay Billises or whoever tweeting about your skills and abilities. Has there been one person or one little moment that seemed a little surreal when you thought, "Wow, they've noticed what I'm doing"?
Yeah, I would say there wasn't really one moment. Specifically, just this season, how some things, took a leap forward for me, and for our team, as well. Those things were really special for me, and at times it was pretty unbelievable, for them to be talking about myself or talking about our team the way that that they were on game day sometimes, and during other games, for them to mention Northern Iowa and for them to mention what I was doing individually, it was great to hear, and it just kept fueling us to just keep pushing forward and just keep building to what we were doing.
And lastly, what's kind of the mindset of you and the guys as you go to St. Louis tremendous season, but obviously Wichita gets the regular season title. Where's your mindset heading into St. Louis?
Yeah, our mindset is simply on the fact that there's none of our players that have been on our team this year have won one individual game down in St. Louis. And that's something that is obviously just completely eaten at us over the years, and obviously leading down to St. Louis again this year. That's eating at us. That's motivating us to make sure that we get prepared better this year than we over the last couple of years, to make sure that doesn't happen, or to make sure, just to give us the best chance and win our first one and move on from there, whether hopefully, 3 more or 2 more after that first one, but mainly just making sure that we're prepared for the trip down to St. Louis.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Our next question comes from Jeremiah Davis of the Gazette.
Congratulations, Seth. How have you compartmentalized this attention you've gotten nationally this year?
It's one of those things. I think I've been here long enough, and being a senior now, I'm mature enough to understand that everything that people say or their opinions about you, they don't change anything that your team has accomplished or what you're trying to get done as a unit. So basically we've been taking everything that everyone said about us, and we're putting it in a box to the side so that we can come back to it after this season and be really happy about it. But right now, we're focused on getting prepared for St. Louis and what's to come afterwards. So basically, we're just trying to stay focused on the real prize.
Sure. Did you seek any advice from any former players or anybody that has been through something similar to be able to do that?
Not really advice. I guess we've gotten some advice. Mainly everyone that we've talked to that's been through this has just been telling us just to keep pushing forward and keep staying focused on the real goal, and that's winning 3 games down in St. Louis and being prepared for the NCAA tournament and what's to come afterwards. So not any specific advice. Nothing more than what we've already known or what we've talked about as a team.
Thanks, Seth.
Thank you.
Our next question comes from Josh Tolentino of Vedette Online.
Hi, Seth. First off, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You guys are riding a pretty high 16-game winning streak going to last Saturday's big game against Wichita. Some media around the nation were giving you guys sort of an invincible feeling. What did the loss do for you guys as you guys head into St. Louis?
Yeah, we were on a nice little roll there for a while, and we came into Wichita State with some pretty high, some really high feelings. Thinking we were going to get down there and play well, and we were going to make it a great game. And obviously they came away with that one. So all we did was, use that game as another, learning point in the season. We took the good from the game and we took the bad from the game, and we learned from it all. And that's what we've done for every win and loss that we've had this season. We've just tried to learn from it and move on and try to keep building as a team to get, to get better and be the best we can at the end of the season. And so that's what we've been really working on.
Thanks again, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Looks like that was your final question. Just a couple of notes for the media before we let you go, that you're the 3rd freshman of the year to earn the Larry Bird Player of the Year after winning Freshman of the Year. Ashraf Amaya of Southern Illinois and Doug McDermott. Creighton did it previously. And Seth is the first player from a non-championship, regular season championship team since Kyle Clover to win the award. Kyle did it in 2003. One other note on Tuttle is that Seth is the only active player in the nation with more than 1,600 career points, 850 career rebounds, and 250 career assists. Seth, again, congratulations on your award. Look forward to seeing you play in St. Louis, and hope we'll make a deep run in the NCAA tournament as well.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Seth. This does wrap up our call. We do thank the media for joining us today, and this will be archived on the Missouri Valley Conference website. Thank you for your participation.